Morning guys, we are going to do a video on how to become a better skier and a rower without being physically fitter.
Both the ski and the row have a cable or a chain attached to a flywheel and pulley system. So it goes without saying that you need to apply force in the right direction to that pulley system in order to generate more power.
Both rower and skier, you'll be fighting against resistance. So we're going to treat these movements like we will when we lift weights in the gym, such as a deadlift or a bench press.
Now we're going to get on the machines and go through the setup, the pull and the return to your start phase for both the row and the ski for better efficiency.
And we'll show common mistakes from both machines.
Right guys, so the rower first. First things first, feet in the strap. Okay, you need to pick a hole that is good for you. Play around with that. The strap should be just under big toe, so go for something around about that. Okay, grab the handle. So there's three parts to the row. We've got a leg drive, a torso lean, and then an arm pull. Okay, Frank's set up here, sort of like a deadlift position. They treat the row like a deadlift. Okay, so let's go through the first thing. The first thing, the most powerful thing, is the leg drive. Okay, so all Frank's gonna do is gonna show us that first little bit of leg drive. Legs, legs, legs. Notice how nothing moves. Okay, so Frank, come back in. Nothing moves. Legs, 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 legs. Okay, so that's the first bit of the row. Okay, now we're gonna go torso lean. So leg drive and torso lean. Leg drive and a little bit of a torso lean. See how his chest opens up and his back is now close to the floor. Okay, that is part two. Good. Once you finish that, then we've got the arm pull. Boom, into the chest. So to make this movement efficient, once Frank goes legs, torso lean, arms, all he's going to do is reverse the process. So his arms come in, past his knees, his torso lean, into the flywheel, his knees will then bend, and he's in exactly the same start position. Then you'll go out again. Legs, torso, arm bend on the way back. Arm straight, torso in, knees bent. Good stuff. Okay, so to keep this move efficient, this chain here, where is it? That chain here needs to stay parallel to the floor. If that is all over the place, so wobble it around, Frank. If you're rowing like this, you are using too much energy that is needed. Okay, so Frank's going to focus on keeping that chain parallel to the floor all the way. Okay, and if he uses the right technique, then that should stay pretty much parallel to the floor. Okay, if on the way back he bends his knees first, so bend your knees first on the way back, bend your knees first, bend your knees, then he has to come over or over his knees. Okay, so if he pushes his legs first, like in a deadlift, when we push through our legs, the bar comes past our knees. Likewise with the handle. As we said at the start, we have to address this movement as like we're lifting a deadlift. Okay, we need to get tight to start with. If Frank doesn't get tight to start with and pushes, all that's going to happen is that his bum's going to come out. Okay, there is no power in that at all. And notice how far the chain actually travels. The chain is traveling about half the distance if he was to do it right. Now do a good stroke. Look at that, all the way out. So, things to focus on. Keeping the chain straight, leg drive, torso lean, arm pull, and get into a rhythm with the row. You want to think about long and strong. Okay, so set up for the ski erg. Where Frank is now is, yeah, that's probably a little bit better. You want to try and be as closer to the actual machine as possible, because if you're pulling straight down, it's a lot stronger than pulling out that way. Okay, so find, obviously if you're smaller you can get closer, if you're a little bit taller then you're going to be a little bit further away. Okay, so get a good distance away. So first of all, we want to get nice and tall. Okay, so Frank's going to reach up as high as he can. Again, if you are tall, get right to the top of the machine. If you're smaller, just do your best. Okay, the first pull is going to be elbows into your body. Okay, if we're putting something into our body, it's a stronger position for us to go. Once the elbows have gone in the body, we're going to use our body weight to continue the movement down and then to press down. Okay, so notice how the cables are going to stay relatively close to the machine until the very end when we just pop the triceps. Okay. Again, compared to the row, there's no real strict instruction to the row. You see a lot of different techniques on the ski which all work pretty well. You just need to work something. You need to work something out that's good for you. So common mistakes we see is probably standing too far away and being a bit too strict with it. Okay. Notice how far away Frank's hands are to his midsection. Okay. This is making it so hard for him to generate any power. Okay. So he needs to step in closer, loosen up a bit, and then he can generate more force. The next thing we see is you apply force about halfway and then pull the machine out and there's no force going through the machine, so therefore you're not going fast enough. So Frank will apply force a little bit and then all of a sudden ping it away from him. Also notice how the machine is jerking. We know in our deadlifts and stuff, if we jerk in our deadlift, that means we are not efficient and the chain is broken. Okay? Do the ones where you're just flinging it away. Okay, so another one. Notice how Frank is getting tension. You can hear the machine go, but then once his arms pull away from the machine, nothing is happening in this position. So therefore you're wasting your time, you're wasting energy doing all that. So what you will need to do is just pull down to round about your knees and then stand back up. Good. So the return. The return is pretty simple. You go where the handles go, okay? The handles will take you where you need to go. Straight back up, straight down. Straight back up, straight down. You might see some people doing some butterfly stuff when they go out and round. Yes, it has its place sometimes, but if you're going straight down, applying enough force and coming straight back up, I'm pretty sure you're gonna beat that person. So we didn't mention this on the rower, but it's exactly the same for row and ski. So show us so what Frank is doing now from the top to the bottom there is all that matters. And from the row, it's from the flywheel to full extension. That is all that matters. So if you are not applying enough force and enough speed through that direction, you are not going to be going far, you're not going to be going fast. So Frank could be flipping out, going crazy as shit, like thinking, wow, I'm going so quick, but the dial is saying nothing, okay? So all that matters is the direction and the force. So he's moving slower, but the machine is doing a lot more work, and that is what we need.
So we've gone over some key points, some techniques for both the row and the ski, but to reiterate, the main point is that you are applying force to a machine from A to B, the same as when you lift a weight. For example, the deadlift, A is the floor, B is stood up with the weight. On the ski, on the row, you've got a start point and a finish point, and you need to apply force through that range of motion. What your body, what your arms, your legs do outside of that isn't applying force is irrelevant, okay? So you need to be as efficient as you can in applying force from that start to finish point. Thanks for watching.
Enough said.
See you next time.